animation project is going to be using the Imagine More Cards cartridge. I'm wanting to make 7 little cards to say thank you, and I want to use this great cute little image in the Imagine More Cards cartridge of Moo-chas Gracias. So the first thing I need to do is put my images into my Imagine. So I've loaded in my cartridge. And we need to press the print and cut option. I then need to find the image that I want. Okay, so here's my image that I want to use. So I'm going to use my edit pencil. And then we want to have it on the true size because I know that my card is 4x4, so I want to be sure that this is going to fit in. And I'm going to make this to about 3.5. And then I want to put the layers on. I don't want all of the layers, but you can delete the layers that you don't want when you get back onto your cue bar. So we're going to press apply, and all I want is the original image plus the little cow. So I'm just going to press the backspace button until I get to the 2 images I want. I'm just checking that's correct. Now what I have got here is, because of the layers feature, what you have is you end up that it doesn't put the whole image in because all the layers are all these different pieces here. So the first layer is blank. So what I do is I take that blank one away, just leaving the cow that I want as my layer, and then I add the whole image again. So then that image has got all the other pieces on there ready, and also it allows me to know, even if I'm going to layer all of the layers, I still do this because it allows me to know where to position them, and it makes it just that little bit easier, because then you can just lay it on top of what's already there, and it makes it much simpler. And now we want to do 7 of them, so we're going to go along and I'm going to do repeat. So that's my copy button there, so that's 2, etc, etc. Okay, so that's all my images in the top cue bar there waiting. So the next thing I need to do is prepare my layer. I want to use the Imagine to cut out a matte and layer piece for my card. So I'm going to use the stock images, which is this center button down here, and I want just the normal square, not the not the curved cornered one. So it's just this one here, and I want to do that at 3.7, I think should do it. And I want this pattern here, which is sort of the red gingham. Okay, and press apply, and then again on this I want 7 of them. Okay, so that's all 7 there done. So the next thing we do is just press next, and then this is going to load that all up onto our virtual mat. So as you can see down here it says page 3 of 3. If you want to jump straight back to page 1, hit this key here, and if you want to just move forward 1 page or back 1 page at a time, you hit the little arrows on the inner part. Okay, so now the next thing we need to do is print and cut all our images. Press next. It's going to insert the mat and press go. Okay, so while that's just printing and cutting, I'll just show you what we've got here. I've taken some lovely, very heavy cream, more sort of buttermilky cardstock, and I had some A4 sheets which I cut, and basically I cut it 7.5 inches by 3 3/4, and then when you fold that in half it makes a 3 3/4 square card, which then by the time you put any embellishments on the front fits perfectly in my little 4x4 envelope. So I've done 7 of those, and I'm going to do them as top folding. Okay, so here's all our elements folded and cut out, and here's the piece, the layer for the card. Then we've got our lovely Moo-chas Gracias element, and then our little herd of cows. Okay, so now we're going to start putting these cards together. So I'm going to put all these pieces to one side except for one of everything. I'm going to do it this way up, and the first thing we're going to do is decide about the baker's twine, because I've got some gorgeous baker's twine, and what I thought I would do is use some of this. And what I was thinking would look really nice is this black and white one, or even the red, but I thought the black and white sort of to go with the cows. And I was thinking that I could just wrap it around a couple of times and do a little knot. So I think that's what we're going to do. There we go. Okay. And just place that down on my table for a minute. Do my little knot. Anyway, we got there, and then I just want to separate these up a bit so it looks a little bit more fun. There we go. And we'll just snip that there, and okay, so now I'm going to get my card base and use my ATG. Now I'm going to do one complete, and when I'm batch card making like this, okay, it's only a small batch, but nevertheless, when I am doing something like this, I always do one complete, because you can bet your life otherwise you finish it and you think, oh, and you've done all of them, you know, you've done 200 or something because it's a wedding invitation, and you do them and you finish them and you think, I wished I'd done X, Y or Z, you know, something slightly different. So I always just do one first, just to be sure that I'm happy with the look of the card. So there we go, we've got that on the front. Nicely stuck down. And we're going to stick this element down with a little bit of the glue gel just to give it a little dimension. I don't want it massively high, or you could use your foam pads if you prefer, but I do like my glue gel. Gives you a little bit of movement time as well. I must just use my own folder on that crease, and then just place our element, making sure not to cover my little bow that I spent ages trying to get in the right place. There we go. So there's our Moo-chas Gracias, and then lastly the little cow itself. And again, I think this just gives it a nice bit of dimension. Like so, and you can just see from the side, just that's not massively high, but just a little bit high, and it's just a really, really sweet little card, I think. Okay, so now we're going to do the rest. To batch make a set of cards is do each part of the card in turn. So in this instant, I've got to put my twine around my layer and put a line of adhesive just down the back on each one, ready just to help catch that twine. Taking the twine, we're going to do each one, wrapping them in turn. Okay, so that's all 6 of those with their twine around. So now I'm going to use my ATG on the back of all of them, ready to stick to each of the cards. So again, I'm doing it in bulk, not one stick. I'm literally going to put the adhesive on all of them. Okay, so so that's all of those done, and then just pop them on the front of the cards. So, and then just lay these out again, ready to attach all of these. Now with these, because I'm using glue gel, I wouldn't glue gel all of them in one go. I would do one at a time and then stick it down, because otherwise you're going to get completely just covered in glue gel. There we go. Okay, and then lastly, of course, exactly the same procedure, but for our little moo-moos. Okay, so that's all 7. I've got this gorgeous blue liquid pearls, and I would like to just put some liquid pearls, 3 little dots, just down in each corner. I'm hoping this is the right colour. Yep. To be like little pearl buttons, like so, just to finish that off a bit in the corner. And finally, one last thing, which obviously you see every single day when you go in a field, is a glittery cow. So I want to use some of my glitter gel, glue gel, my stickles, and just put a fine coating of glitter on my cow to make it look super realistic. What this does is really is just stopping this being all kind of one level, because at the moment it's kind of all blending into itself, but with that bit of glitter on, it just gives it a little bit more dimension and just a little bit more pop. Okay, so that's all of our cards done. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'd love to hear your comments, and please do subscribe, visit my Facebook page and all of that, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.